Harrigan, of course, 30 years of age, a special weapons and operations police officer. As you say, his second game, and he's calm about it, Ray. He's looking forward to it.
Yeah, well, I've interviewed him a few times on radio, and there doesn't seem to be any nerves in the voice, and I don't see any nerves on the face. But I reckon the adrenaline will be pumping just as much for Bill Harrigan as the 34 players that are about to do battle in the decider.
No doubt about that. Head-to-head, Queensland 19, New South Wales 13 at Lang Park. Queensland 13, New South Wales 6. Now, Queensland have won the last 6 at Lang Park. It certainly is a factor, Ray. There's no doubt about that.
Well, since the series got underway as a series, it was back in 1982. There's only been a decider required on 3 occasions up to tonight. 1982 they were locked together, 83 likewise, 87 likewise.
Yeah, the other interesting point out of that, only one team or one time as a team won the series after losing the first match, and that was Queensland in 87. So they certainly have a lot of things running in their favour if you look at stats.
No question about that. Bill Harrigan, again, a facial shot of him emphasising that he looks cool, calm and collected. The crowd are starting to get themselves ready, get themselves steeled for what is going to be an emotion-packed night. It could be, as Ken Sutcliffe said, the last State of Origin appearance for King Wally here at Lang Park.
So the referees making their way out now. Billy Harrigan, gee, the butterflies will be going, Peter Sterling, but he handled the first game so well.
Yes, and he has the respect of the players. They know about his fitness level. They think that that will have him up with the play, and he'll be there to make on-the-spot decisions as the Queenslanders come out.
Out they come, Queensland now. Martin Bella coming through. Little Alfie Langer, he'll have a big impact on this game, no doubt about. Paul Hoff, he was magnificent in the first game, he did nothing wrong. Lewis just strolling out, acknowledging the crowd, the Emperor of Lang Park, as they say, and this could be perhaps the last time we'll see Lewis in the Queensland jumper. There's some speculation that Wally Lewis may retire tonight if Queensland wrap up the series. Only speculation. Willie Kahn. Walters, so important in game 1 and 2. Man of the match, in fact, in game 2. Bella, such responsibility with the big man. Alfie Langer, after the Australian jumper. No doubt about that. Wants a big one up. Steve Jackson, you can see walking around, pumping everybody up. This is a time for the players now just to really go through those final few seconds, Peter. Mal Meninga, the giant of a man, and out they come, the Blues.
And what a big occasion for that man just walking out of shot, Brad Fittler. He's got the job of lining Wally Lewis. Benny Elias takes the Blues onto Lang Park, and 33,000 upwards give them a real Queensland reception. A forward pack that seems to boast, to my way of thinking, probably more balanced than the first 2 sides chosen by the selectors, Peter, given some unavailability through injuries and so forth.
Yes, I think that's right. You've got the word, Ray. It is balanced.
Ladies and gentlemen, it all comes down to this, the decider of 1991. Queensland and New South Wales, and Elizabeth Papalia will sing our national anthem. Please, Mara Elizabeth, welcome.
Players out on the field now. We'll pause very shortly for the national anthem play. Gee, what an atmosphere, Peter. This place is just buzzing.
Well, it's something that you never get used to, Darryl. You know, no matter how many times you've been here, it's still something that makes the hair stand up on the back of the necks. And, you know, important for guys like Michael O'Connor there to really lead the way and settle these players down.
The one thing about Queensland, they don't just like this team, they love them. And the cabs in town, the buses in town, the street signs in town, they've all said Queensland to win. Here's the national anthem. David Gillespie, powerhouse forward, has been such a workhorse for the Blues. O'Connor, that magnificent kick that snatched the victory for the Blues, the Tooheys Blues at the Sydney Football Stadium. A kick he'll never forget. No, and that's one that he'll put on video for his family. It was a great kick. Of course, we have a decider now because of that kick, and I'm sure Michael O'Connor will be looking to play as well in general play as he was able to do with that kick that tied things up. New South Wales to commence proceedings. All set. Referee Bill Harrigan just waiting. Gets the message. There they go. Play underway. Deep kick by the Blues. Taken by Langer. Quickly unloads it though. Gets it onto Meninga. Meninga with a bustling run, and in comes the defence, and they just smother the big man down. About 8 metres out now. Up they come again, Queensland. And a big wall of blue meets them. Back for Wallace, he gets it on to Bella. Bella gets through one, Roach comes in, Elias is there too, and Gillespie. Looking for the runners, it's Jackson this time, and they bustle their way out of the 22, out of that danger zone. Back for the kick, Jackson clears it away. Not a very good kick though, bouncing still in the Queensland half. Picked up by Johns. Johns streaks away, makes 4 or 5, takes the tackle. Meninga over the top, Larson underneath. Meninga caught one in the jaw, then 2 off a boot. Oh, some big defence from Queensland there. Oh, McLean come in hard on O'Connor. Look at this. This is what the decider's all about. It's rough, tough already, but it's just heavy defence, strong defence, hard charging from the Blues forwards. But Bradley Clyde comes up, a little Alfie Langer hanging underneath him. Stewart, that little kick from Fittler, bouncing ball through the chasers, come a chance, oh, what about this? What about this? Oh, what a dream start for the Blues. What a dream start, beautiful kick from Fittler, the youngest player in a starting lineup for New South Wales. Well, an explosive start here from the Blues. What's this? Ball comes out to Stewart. Roars it out now to young Fittler. He just stabs at the ball and up it bounces, and the chasers come through. Johns was there. Johns straight on it and over. Oh, marvellous try. Yeah, great start for New South Wales, and no doubt that both chasers, Chris Johns and Michael O'Connor, were onside. Michael Hancock found it difficult to turn around. Chris Johns outpaced him and scored in the corner. A dream start for New South Wales. Johns' 3rd try in State of Origin. Well, Queensland rocked at the moment. Boy, oh boy, you'd never read about it. Ray Warren, what a start.
Yeah, what a dream start for Brad Fittler. Brad, of course, throwing the job of number 6, playing in his 3rd Origin match. And that could start a flood of confidence for the young Panther.
Well, he's never lacked confidence, Ray, but he started off exactly the way he would have wanted to, and I'm sure his involvement will be great from now on.
Michael O'Connor has scored 125 points in Origin football. There it goes, high in the sky, waved away though. So New South Wales lead Queensland 4-0. Coming back, well, he never gets too many easy shots, O'Connor, does he?
No, but he did strike that one very, very well. Now, leading up to this game, we said that New South Wales had dominated in the first 20 minutes in both games, but hadn't been able to convert on the scoreboard. They've got the early try. Interesting to see how Queensland hits back and if New South Wales can go on with it.
OK, so out they come. Oh, some big play there too. Defence on Mackay. He gets shattered down on the 22. But they made some good yardage there to getting it out on the first tackle. Wishart brought down just over the 22 line, you can see there. Looking for runners. Blocker Roach comes in hard and straight, rolls around. A sea of red jumpers take him down though. Elias calling for the ball. He gets it on to Cartwright. Cartwright striding down almost to, 12 metres out from the halfway line is Cartwright.
New South Wales tried to catch Queensland out with a different ploy there. They looked as though they were going to kick with their chasers going down, but they in fact gave it to John Cartwright. Not a bad ploy.
Stewart kicks downfield, picked up by Hoff. Hoff now, the big legs start to pump out for Hoff over the halfway line. Crunch down though. Oh, big run from Hoff. Hasn't he played a great series?
He's had a fantastic series, and that's shown by the fact he's been able to keep a fit Gary Belcher out of this side. If he has a good game tonight, he must be very close to Test selection.
Meninga from dummy half, up they go, now it's not, it's Wallace, comes across and they take him down. Wallace with a great run deep inside, only 12 metres out now. Goes to Langer on to Lewis, run around with Langer with a darting run, too much defence, they take him down. Oh, they look sharp then from dummy half. Queensland made big inroads, it's Larson, gets it on to Jackson, flicks it back for McLean, can't take it though.
Yeah, poor ball from Peter Jackson there. He'll be disappointed with that. They had good pressure on the Blues, and he threw a flick pass, which certainly went to ground.
I think the flick pass was forward anyway as this scrum packs 15 metres out, right in front of the New South Wales uprights. Pack weight 623 kilos, Queensland 584, New South Wales. First scrum of the game, Origin 33. New South Wales ball, Stewart plays it. Alexander goes for a scoot from dummy half, just inside his own quarter. 4 points to 0 in favour of the Blues. Try to Chris Johns off a Brad Fittler grubber. And what a beauty. Elias now. Here's Gillespie. Pumping it out to the 32 line. Elias. Roach now. Roach well and truly over the ad line. He's reached the 40-metre line now. Here's the kick. Stewart. Charge down pressure was good. Bounces on the 32. Queensland coming away with it from inside their quarter. Penalty. Penalty Queensland. New South Wales inside the 10.
Yes, and the kicking games from both teams have left a little bit to be desired so far. Peter Jackson didn't get a good one away early in the game. And of course, because of that was a poor chase, it meant that the kick wasn't that effective. Queensland will now have the restart of play on about the halfway line.
Jacko takes the line finder, finds it 8 metres into Blues territory. Wide World of Sports bringing you the decider from Lang Park. Bella! Decoy from Langer, blindside rush by Jackson, just outside the 22. Langer now, short ball McLean. Gillespie rides into the ground. Langer now to the right. Cut-out ball, Lewis. Meninga. Now it's Paul Hoff. Hoff inside the 10. He's over. Hoff grabs a well-deserved try. Well, Darryl was talking about what a series for Hoff. And he really was deserving of a try. Here it is. Langer. He cut out Bella. Lewis. Then Meninga. Hoff simply made the extras from the bonus position of fullback. Open New South Wales up. 4 points all. Kick to come.
Well, that's certainly been coming for a while. Queensland looked very dangerous in the plays before this. They've gone wide. Bad play here from Mark McGaw going in on Mal Meninga. Paul Hoff allowed to run into the gap. I don't know if he stepped around Greg Alexander. I think he stepped straight over the top of him. 4-pointer, and that's a great fight back from Queensland, but we've seen them do it plenty of times before.
New South Wales, a committee meeting in goal. Meninga. 45-degree angular kick. 18 metres out. Same margin in from touch. 139 points in Origin football. He was here when they said go back in 1980. Meninga. He's hooked it. No goal. We're tied up at 4 points all. So the Blues bring it back to halfway. O'Connor to get us going again for the next stanza. Down for Alfie Langer. Willie Carr. Carr to the 22 line. Peter Jackson folding in to take a forward run. Meninga now. Good work by Meninga. They're good yards. He's on the 32-metre line. His end of the park. Steve Walters. Peter Jackson. Bella now. Well, Gary Belcher's on the sidelines for us tonight. And what a tremendous effort by young Paul Hoff, Gary. Well, brought a smile to the face, eh?
It was an excellent effort, wasn't it? He certainly knows the benefit of running off Mel Meninga. Mel just demands 2 or 3 defenders every time he gets the ball, and the hole was on the outside.
Sparkles McGaw.
Michael O'Connor looks like he's in some serious trouble in the background. Went straight down after the play of the ball. And there'll be some concerned faces on the New South Wales bench concerning Michael O'Connor.
Cartwright plays it. Roach now. Both teams getting over the advantage line. The kick now for Ricky Stewart. Straight down to Willie Kahn. Just a little juggle. Hoff again. Looking for work from full back. McLean. Des Hasler apparently has been sent the instructions by Tim Sheens. Kahn. Wrestled to the ground by McGaw. Just into New South Wales territory. Wally Lewis now. Here's the last. Langer. Wishart now.
Rod Wishart with a good powerful run there, taking play 32 metres out from the Tooheys Blues line now. Up they come again, the Blues. This time Bradley Clyde, centre field, midway between the quarter, the halfway line. Still they come with some good breaks. They're running through and looking for the support play all the time. Elias now darts away from dummy half. Oh, some big high stuff then. No doubt about that. He's hurt too, McGaw. Well, Mark McGaw went down, and you can see Billy Harrigan is talking about the jaw area.
Yes, he's ruled that it wasn't that high, but he has told Andrew Dew to keep the tackles down. McGaw certainly went down straight away. We see him run onto a short pass. Yeah, I didn't think there was too much in the tackle. It seemed to go up off his chest. But Mark McGaw certainly stayed down.
Certainly did, G. A punishing defender in this Queensland side. That's what he's there for, and he's been doing his job. McGaw, though, is in plenty of pain.
Very easy for me to say there didn't look to be much in it. I'm sure Mark McGaw disagrees.
Yeah, on the end of that, he is a good defender, though, isn't he? He's pretty tough, G.
Oh, very much so. He's had a marvellous series as well. You see him move in here. Yeah, he did. He got McGaw high, but there was certainly no malice in it, and it does deserve a penalty.
Well, McGaw still down. Gavin Miller, any report there on Michael O'Connor? Lots of blood around the face area.
Well, there's no doubt that the New South Wales bench, Dell, is very concerned about not only O'Connor but Mark McGaw. That was a very high shot that he took there, and I know that Des Hasler and Brad Izzard are warming up on the sideline.
Thank you, Gavin. Gary Belcher, Gavin Miller working the sidelines for us. You can see the claret really streaming out of the nose of O'Connor. Went down pretty hard, didn't it?
Yeah, it will be interesting to see if the referee calls for the blood bin for Michael O'Connor as well.
Interesting point, P. Sterling. Very interesting point. All right, centre field. A long way out, almost on the halfway line. 45 metres out, there it goes. Gets plenty of height. No way the distance, though, and inside falls short. Meninga palms one off. They come back and get him, though, and crunch him down. Bradley Clyde over the top. Chris Johns underneath. McLean just takes the tackle, still inside the 22. Wallace gets it on to Jackson. Jackson goes another 10 or 12, but gets outside that danger area. Up they come again. Larson this time. Too much defence. The Blues hunting in packs tonight. Out for Lewis. He kicks. Pushes the play down Lewis too. Ball is picked up by Wishart now. Goes back centre field. Taken. Pretty high again. Langer over the top this time, and G underneath. Still they come through. Bradley Clyde pretty busy already.
Yes, most of the forwards on both sides are pretty busy, but there are some easy yards to be taken around. A little bit of looseness around the rucks on both sides. Maybe it's a result of the speed of the game.
Yes, Peter, there's such a fierce pace as Stewart now gets the ball away. I mean, people sitting around watching at home just can't believe the difference between a normal club game and this sort of football.
No, well, a club game, normally the intensity lasts for 5, 10, maybe 15 minutes. In this game, it's 80 minutes. And whether you've got the football or you're chasing in defence, it's 100 miles an hour. Very tough to get a break.
Hoff plays it back, try scorer for Queensland, goes on to Bella. Bella hard and straight. Only way he knows how to go, tucks the head down and burrows his way through. Comes out this time for Larson. That's the 22 line. You can see Queensland's end of the ground. A little bit of pain for Larson as he goes down. They come back the other way this time. Jackson will play it.
There's a stillness about the crowd, isn't there, Darryl? You can see the expectation. They're ready to explode if we see something from the Queensland side. And you know, if they do explode, they may well and truly get behind this team and keep them going.
No doubt about that. 4 all the scores at the moment. Well, some good follow-through work and chase from Queensland then.
Yeah, much better play. Good kick, good chase. They've got one line down there. They've got to make sure that they, you know, very strong in this next couple of tackles, keep the opposition in their own territory.
Wishart goes on to Roach. Roach battles his way almost to the halfway line. Elias directing traffic like a copper out there at the moment. He sneaks 4 or 5 from dummy half. He's done that a couple of times tonight.
Yeah, good run. Saw Gary Larson had turned his back, went straight for him, and again, another easy 8 or 10 yards up the middle.
Stewart kicks for the line. Will it find it? Rolling along. Doesn't though. Hoff picks it up just outside his own line. Brought down. Good chasing there too. Stewart kicking pretty well tonight. Keeping Queensland turning around at the moment. Up they come through Hancock. Well, Ray, he's a busy player, but he sometimes runs a little sideways.
Yes, and I thought he had a good deal of trouble trying to prevent that New South Wales try. Big run by Martin Bella. Walters now with the roll on. Capitalises. Takes it 10 metres into New South Wales territory. Quick ball to Langer. Wide ball Meninga now. Hoff. Last tackle coming up for the Maroons. Blindside for Peter Jackson. The kick goes across to the far wing to Wishart. Taken by Carr. Dummy half McGaw. Fittler getting across the ground. Wild pass taken by O'Connor. O'Connor away from one but wrestled to the ground by Meninga. Mackay. Johns. Through the tackle of Jackson. It was a high shot. Elias. Stewart. Cartwright. Away from Larson and Peter Jackson. Takes play 5 metres into the Maroons' territory. Elias. Roach. Still those yards are available closer to play the ball. 5 tackles gone. Here comes the kick. Stewart deciding to use the football through the hands. Alexander. O'Connor puts it to the boot. Touched in flight. Hoff. Cut down. Good tackle by Benny Elias. Working hard, Elias misses Khan. Driven into the ground by the Blues. Gillespie the tackler. Langer. Lewis. Fittler the tackler. Pass away to Larson. Taken by Clyde. 4 points all. Queensland in their red zone. McLean to play. Walters. Couple of paces out from dummy half. And here comes this man again. Martin Bella.
Yeah, another big run from Martin Bella. He's done very well for his side. We see the kick now. Wally Lewis. Great chase here from Ricky Stewart. He's tried to get the ball away. That's great work from New South Wales.
Put it down to Stewart and Johns.
They come wide, they're a chance.
Johns picks up the yards closer to play the ball. 10 available. He took every one of them. They're 18 out. Stewart, Fittler, through to Alexander. Short ball McGaw. Just outside the 10-metre line. Ball comes out. Dived on by Steve Jackson. So the pressure valve comes off for the moment for Queensland. Played by Lewis. Meninga. G. Gillespie underneath, Fittler over the top.
The team's just looking a little bit tired. You wonder if it's been, their preparations have been affected, but a little bit of loose, as we say, in defence around the rucks, and a lot of one-out stuff from both teams. Very unusual, especially for the Queenslanders. Their support play has been marvellous.
Langer. He saw there was no sweeper. Still on the book. Here comes the try. Hancock. Hancock. Michael Hancock scores the second Queensland try. 8 points to 4.
Well,
Great work by Alf Langer.
That's the explosion we were talking about. Just saying that there have been a few mistakes in the sides. Langer again put the little kick over. He's been very successful with that in the past. Saw that nobody was at home. Ricky Stewart read that there was danger in the situation, tried to keep the ball on the boot, but all that did was kick the ball out to Michael Hancock. 28 metres out, he said thank you very much. Much too much pace for Alexander coming across in defence.
Try number 5 in Origin football for Michael Hancock. But Ricky Stewart, instead of diving on the ball, has decided to put it on the boot. Then he collides with his own player. A moment that Ricky Stewart would rather forget, I guess. Hancock goes in for try 5 in his Origin career. 8-4 Queensland.
Very difficult to work out whether Ricky Stewart actually wanted to keep the ball on the boot or whether he was struggling to get his hands down to it. Sort of seemed to be caught in two minds, and unfortunately the ball went out wide for New South Wales, and an open run to the line for the winger.
Just watching it on the second replay, it seemed to bounce up and hit him on the knee.
Yeah, he did get a bad bounce, but they must be disappointed with the other result, the other cover coming across. I thought Alexander took it very easily until it was too late. And Alan Langer, again, just read the situation very nicely. He's put the ball over the top a couple of times in past matches, and as I say, has had plenty of success.
Meninga, 25 metres out, 10 metres in. It'll take a big kick. Reigning Australian captain. There she goes. He's pushed it away. No change. 8-4 Queensland.
So back the Blues come now. 8-4 will Peter every game that we've had this season. One team goes in, the other one answers back.
Yes, it's parry thrust, isn't it? And it's now up to New South Wales to recover from that shocked try, I suppose. That's one that was against, well, maybe not against the run of play, but certainly one that they wouldn't have expected to result the way it did. They've got to be very strong in this next 5 minutes, and they've got to be the ones to come back now.
Khan playing the ball, but let's go sideline.
Yes, you're there, Darryl. There's no doubt that Coach Tim Sheens is going to be looking and making a couple of changes very shortly. Hasler and Salvatore are warming up at the moment, and I'm sure that you'll see them in action shortly.
Thank you, Gavin. G. Oh, intercept pass, Bobby, no, just couldn't handle Wishart. Oh, so close. Oh, so close. It was there for the taking, and just a fumble.
Well, the other side of the field, we nearly had another winger with an open run to the try line. He read the situation very well because he was in trouble himself. He had three players coming on one. We see Jackson get the ball out. Andrew G. Rod Wishart nearly got the both hands on the football, and he only had 25 metres to go with nobody in front.
Not much there. Lewis now fires a ball out for Jackson. Jackson turns it back inside, but this defence comes across and wraps Meninga up. Queensland little bunch at the moment. Bella now takes it up. Oh, good defence. They got him low that time. That was Fittler. Gary Belcher. Any replacements for Queensland lining up? Gary Belcher just checking on that situation for us now. Comes back to Lewis. Lewis switches play, gets it on to Hoff. Strides through one, but they come back and get him just inside the halfway line. Comes on to Langer now. Langer, kick over the top, deep this time. Splits the players, back they go. McGaw comes off the post, as a matter of fact, and McGaw picks it up. 10 metres out, through one. They take him, though, 13 metres out from the line. Clyde. Can't go anywhere, though. Makes maybe 1.5, that's all. So, to the 22 line now. Wishart really looking for work, isn't he?
Yeah, he's had a good game so far, and that's what the wingers have to do in State of Origin football. Realise that the workload on the forwards is so strong that, you know, they have to come in and take some pressure off.
Roach, good ball of Fittler. Fittler gets it out for O'Connor, is it?
Yes, it is.
O'Connor down, a little jinking run. He's playing with, well, a fair bit of blood at his face. Hasn't worried him too much, though, as Hoff cleans it up now. Hoff across the field. They take him pretty well. He's hard to get coming straight at you, but sideways he's a much easier target.
Yes, as most players are, it does make it a little bit easier to go in sideways. I wouldn't like to be taking Paul Hoff in any shape or form, to be quite honest.
You'd have to jump up there at his knee.
Yeah, mate, you dive in and you hang on.
Larson now. Johns, too strong. Magora over the top. Still down in their 22, Queensland. Now the runners come through. Jackson this time. Roach over the top.
We commented on the wingers coming in to take pressure off. Both the Queensland centres and Peter Jackson and Mal Meninga have done a marvellous job in that area as well. Not only in today's game, but the first two series as well.
Ball, an awkward bounce for Wishart that time. Oh, a mistake too. Well, he had the time. It was an awkward bounce. It came back. He didn't wait the time to pick it up. They couldn't have got him. Picked it up and a big mistake.
Well, it's happened again. We gave the bloke a rap not so long ago, and he's come up with what could be a very crucial mistake. Only 15 minutes left on the clock, so into a danger period. And it's a Queensland feed. This is a great chance for them.
Salvatore on now for Roach. The Eastern Suburbs prop forward gets his first taste of Origin football. Des Hasler still on the sidelines. I think he's been given his instructions to go out there. Queensland coming up with this important scrum win. Meninga, Khan, through the first line. Salvatore makes his first tackle. 33 metres out, right in front of the sticks at the moment. G. 8 points to 4 to Queensland. Langer. Langer decides to step. That's Jackson. Now Bella. He's really punctured the New South Wales defence. Every time he's touched it. McLean. They're inside the quarter now. Langer. Peter Jackson playing inspired football. Lewis, quick hands, Langer. They're starting to develop the numbers out wide. McLean.
6 again.
6 more. Brings a roar of delight to the Queensland fans. Jackson. 10 metres out from the New South Wales line. All hands on deck for the Blues. Lewis. Back for Hoff now. Works towards that blind side. They keep going to the blind. Villa. Now they've opened up some space. Big back line. Lewis. Long ball McLean. Short ball to Langer. 10 metres out. Harrigan waving New South Wales back outside the 5. Lewis. Peter Jackson. 5 gone. New South Wales weathering the storm at the moment. Lewis to Meninga. Back to Lewis. Over the crowd. Did he throw it before he went over that touchline? Turnover ordered.
Well, some great defence there from New South Wales, but a perfect example of the kind of football Queensland love to play, keeping the ball alive, looking for an opportunity. And New South Wales did particularly well to keep them out.
New South Wales with 3 players, Alexander, O'Connor and Wishart, only just getting to their feet. Elias, Salvatore. Cartwright. Good run by Cartwright. Good ball. That's Chris John. Paul Hoff called on to make a try-saving tackle again. Stewart. Alexander. This is Fittler. 10 metres from the line. Last tackle. Stewart wants it. Long ball to Alexander. Equally long pass. Picking up O'Connor. Wishart inside to O'Connor. Michael puts it to the boot. Came off Queensland. Cleaned up by New South Wales. 6 more tackle. 20 metres out. Good work by Clyde. This is Mackay. Centre of the ground now.
Greg Alexander starting to become a little bit more involved with New South Wales, and this is a great opportunity for him and a perfect place for him to inject himself.
Ball played by Gillespie. Salvatore. Tried to get the ball to Hasler. Couldn't get it away. Good defence by McLean. They work the blind again to Stewart. Fittler goes with him but can't take the pass.
Well, that was try time. Ricky Stewart had worked that out. Brad Fittler trailed him up through the middle of the ruck, popped up a nice ball on the inside, and I'm sure Brad Fittler will be very disappointed with his handling skills that one went to ground.
Referee ordering to play the ball away from Peter Jackson, played by G. Coyne is now on for the Queenslanders. He's taken the place of Steve Jackson. And Des Hasler is now on the field for New South Wales. 51 tackles by the Maroons, 71 by the Blues. Bella. Mackay, the tackler. 8 points to 4 in favour of Queensland.
Coyne, the new fresh player on for Queensland, takes the ball up now, and Hasler, the fresh player on for New South Wales, involved in that tackle too. Back it comes with a clearing kick. Lewis hasn't got time. He gets it back to Hoff. Hoff puts his boot to it, drives it into New South Wales territory. Picked up by Magor. Brings it back strongly to the halfway line. Taken there. What a match so far. 8-4 Queensland leading. And New South Wales just robbed of a certain try with Fittler's just putting the ball down, set up by Ricky Stewart. So back they come again, the Blues, for another chance. Wishart, we've said he's been busy from dummy half. He too has had a couple of handling problems.
Yes, and a costly one, I suppose, in the first half where he failed to take that intercept. But I like his involvement. He's an exciting player. He's played very well coming into this series, and he's making every post a winner.
Johns, also very, very strong Johns. O'Connor moves into dummy half. Stewart, high ball. Oh, hangs up there for a long time too, and up they go, but can't handle it. So Queensland come up with a football. Well, it wasn't a bad place kick. It certainly set up Lewis having a bit to say.
Yeah, Ricky Stewart went across field. He'd have probably liked the ball to have gone closer to the try line, but was mishandled by one of the New South Wales player, and an easy pick up for Wally Lewis, who was caught straight away.
It stood there up there for a long time though, Peter, didn't it?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see New South Wales go to the air a little bit more down the 25. Ricky Stewart's got a very, very high kick, certainly enables all players to get through, be onside.
Salvatore tackles Jeej. Now it comes to McLean. McLean winds up. Again, Salvatore. Now it's Gillespie this time involved with the tackle. Back it comes for Langer. Over to Lewis. Lewis almost drops the ball, gives it Meninga. They're going to run it now with Khan. Khan gets through one. They take him though short of the halfway line. Still Queensland's into the ground. A stab kick this time from Meninga. Across comes Alexander. Picks it up cleanly. Back he goes over the 22. Links up now with Hasler. Hasler puts the pace on. Too much defence that they fling him down. Marvellous pace this game has played it. The ball going from one side of the arena to the other. And the crowd loving every second of this. Remind you of the score, Queensland 8, New South Wales 4. The third and deciding Origin match. We welcome our viewers through New Zealand, through Great Britain, right around Australia. Nice to have your company. Gary Belcher sideline, Queensland players warming up.
All three fresh replacements apart. Gary Coyne, of course, already on the field. Kevin Walters, Dale Shearer and Bob Linder all warming up. I suspect Bob Linder could be going on to replace Gary Larson, who's been in a bit of trouble after an early head knock.
Khan on the 22. Can't get through the defence this time, though. He normally beats one, doesn't he?
Yes, I'm a great fan of Willie Khan, as we see the Queensland players warming up. And here's Paul Hoff again making the bust up the middle.
Oh, Hoff's magnificent when he starts to stride. Just strolls up Lane Park, and he's hard to get. Bella, he's been magnificent tonight too. Bella still going, Bella! Oh, look at the man! He's just big, strong, plenty tough, no doubt about that. Grinds his way up the field. Comes out to Langer on to Lewis. Lewis shapes the kick and runs it this time. Oh, gets us a ball from Langer. Langer weaving away, gets it to Lewis, and he comes down and loses the ball. Well, what sort of football is this? It's magnificent.
Yeah, great play again from Queensland. They'll be a little bit disappointed. Maybe they took the wrong option at the end of that. Lewis was able to open it up, took Craig Salvatore on in defence, found Alan Langer with him. Alan Langer had a flying Peter Jackson outside. Interesting to see whether he'd have been able to pick him up.
Those 3 L's, Lewis, Langer, Lang Park.
Well, we've seen that before, and again, we saw that in one movement there. It could have led to a try, and a very crucial one into the last 6 minutes now. So this, as I've said before, is a real danger time.
Right, now Langer's going to feed the scrum. So, big pressure for the Tooheys Blues now. Giant pressure.
Well, that must have been ruled that New South Wales knocked the ball out.
Exactly. He's ruled that Alexander knocked the ball out of Lewis's grasp and then dived on it, making it a knock-on against New South Wales. It's the only way you can read it.
Langer. Well, they're only 11 metres out. 11 metres out and on the attack. Winding up hard. Who's that? Hancock. That's the 10-metre line he's on now. Out it comes to Larson. Larson cuts. Well, now Larson goes himself. Oh, he's only 3 metres out, but they get him. Long back line. Jackson. Jackson looked to pass. Decided to take the tackle. Lewis, dummy half, waving them out. What's he going to do? Long ball out for Langer. They want to run it this time. Now Meninga. Meninga gets it right. He takes it back, Meninga. And up they come. They get him. He gets a ball away. The card.
He's lost it. He's lost it.
Can't handle it. And drops it and bubbles it over the line. Oh, some magnificent play along the back line. And they've done exactly what New South Wales did under pressure. Put it down.
Yeah, some great play again from Queensland. Mal Meninga able to bust out of a couple of tackles. Willie Kahn going for the line. I think Brad Mackay got him around the legs and was able to force the ball free, and that was a great try-saving tackle from Brad Mackay. It looked 4 points all over.
Gee, they're dangerous when they run with that long ball setting it up, aren't they?
Well, again, it's Mal Meninga becoming involved. He took 3 or 4 players out in defence, and that's just very, very difficult to handle, especially in this situation where getting players going in on tackles, not coming up and stopping the football, it just puts pressure on the rest of the defence.
OK, well, Stewart, clearing kick. Well, Rabbits, it's an amazing pace. Both sides had chances and put balls down right on the line.
Yeah, they were hairy moments there for the Blues, no question about it. Twice, Queensland were almost in. That last tackle by Brad Mackay was an absolute gem of a tackle. Salvatore. Well, Gavin Miller, it certainly was very much a dangerous situation for the Blues. Miraculously, the scoreboard hasn't changed.
That's right, Ray. That could have certainly been a nail in the coffin of the New South Wales chances of winning this game. Tremendous desperation tackle by Brad Mackay. But this first half has certainly been a game of lost opportunities.
Here's Hancock. Outside the quarter. Head-on tackle by Stewart. This arena is bristling with excitement. Huff.
Really up against it now, New South Wales. Bradley Clyde joining the line, but he's in a lot of trouble. I'll be surprised if he comes out for the second half.
Meninga losing it. Right back by Lewis for Larson. Hasler the tackler. Coyne. Langer, Lewis, Jackson, Meninga. They're giving New South Wales something to remember in this first 40 minutes. Langer. Lewis. Plugging it into the corner. Doesn't take the desired bounce. McGaw comes back. Alexander now. Clyde. Eight points to 4. No goals, 3 tries. New South Wales picked up the first, but the Maroons struck back twice. Gillespie. Almost to the 32-metre line. O'Connor. G and Lang are the tacklers. Stewart. Taking the alternative kicker, Alexander. Hoff. Straight down his throat. Beats the first line. David Fairley is on. Willie Kahn. 10 metres his side of halfway. Half time. 55 seconds away now. G. Salvatore and Gillespie cleaning him up. Langer. Langer. G. Lewis. Smack over the face for Lewis from Fittler. Langer again. Drops it onto the right boot. Alexander kept busy. Langer. Straight down the ground. Puts the ball onside. Alexander beats them. Straightens towards 22. Stewart dummy half. 15 seconds away from the break. And will they enjoy this? Stewart. Elias. Fairley. Crowd counts us out. There it is. 40 minutes of the decider gone. Queensland leading by 2 tries to 1. Hoff and Hancock the try scorers for the Maroons. Johns for New South Wales. 33,000 upwards. They've seen a tremendous match. A game maybe of lost opportunities for both. Certainly one chock full of excitement. A very tired 26 players file from Lang Park. Get some oxygen in the lungs. Listen to the coaches. Take some treatment. Try and come back healthy. And we'll be certainly doing that very soon. You're watching the State of Origin decider from Lang Park. Game 33 on the wide world of sports. We're back shortly.
Thank you, Ken. Massive crowd here, hushed, expecting a Queensland win at this stage. 8-4 half-time. Oh, boy. The atmosphere here. Let's look at the half-time stats. Very important. Metres gained by 6 tackles. 34 metres New South Wales, 42 metres for Queensland. Time in the opposition half, New South Wales have spent 15 minutes there, 17 minutes for Queensland. Time in possession, now this is very, very critical. 45% of the time, 55% of the time for Queensland. And what we should say, there's only been 3 penalties and 5 scrums. So Billy Harrigan has done a fantastic job. But New South Wales have had to make 26 more tackles so far in this match. Well, Peter Sterling, those stats are a telling tale, really, aren't they?
Well, they are, and probably the most significant one, as you said, was the time in possession. Queensland had quite a substantial lead in that department. If you're going to win these kind of games, you've got to have the football in your hands. I think for New South Wales, really, it falls back again onto the forwards. We've got to be able to see them get some momentum going in the middle of the rucks.
Gary Belcher, sideline.
Yes, Daryl, from the Queensland dressing room, Graham Lowe is very happy with his players' efforts. He's a little concerned, however, about New South Wales making cheap yards around the ruck. He's told the Queenslanders that the crux of the second half performance is going to be based around their marker defence improving, the first marker chasing, the second marker holding and covering that position. He also wants to see a little bit more work in attack from his wingers coming in to help his forwards. And he's certainly let Paul Hoff know that he thinks he's handled the high ball very well and to expect a lot of low ball on the ground now from the New South Wales team.
Thanks, Gary. Queensland making their way out again. A 4-point lead. And look at them bowing. Only happens in Queensland. Bowing, of course, the king. Out comes the cockroach, and out come the Tooheys Blues. And, of course, the usual reception, the boo. Yeah, David Fairley there. Gee, it's a big moment for him, Peter.
Yes, a moment that's been coming for quite a while. One of the very exciting young players. You see Steve Roach and John Cartwright heading to the bench, and now the job's left up to David Fairley to make some impact on this game.
Fittler, Johns. Well, they have the job to do. And that man has been great. And must be looking at a green and gold jumper.
I know we keep saying that, probably doesn't make Gary Belcher feel that good on the sideline. So we see the top tacklers here for Queensland and New South Wales. Steve Jackson and Steve Walters leading the charge for Queensland, both with 13, just in front of Gary Larson. Gillespie leading for New South Wales, 14, with Mackay and Clyde also well up.
Underway for the final 40 of the decider. On for Queensland, Coyne and Jackson. That's Steve Jackson for New South Wales, Salvatore Roach for Roach, Hasler for Cartwright, Fairley for Clyde. So the interchange bench has been busy.
Yes, it has been busy, and why not in these games? You're allowed to use 3 each half, and as we've mentioned, the speed of the game, you'd be silly not to throw some fresh players on in needed situations.
Gillespie. Plenty of defence already. Graham Lowe. What a fantastic series he's had. He told me at training the other night that he's been to Wigan, he's coached New Zealand against Australia to win, but he cannot believe the pressure, the intensity and the build-up to State of Origin. He said nothing in the world touches it. Queensland with Khan. Still in their own half. Gavin Miller sideline. Gavin Miller just checking on players as we watch Roach take it up into the New South Wales half. Walters. Back for Larson on the Meninga. Meninga straight away kicks. Ball bouncing down. Fine kick from Meninga too. Finds the line. Gee, had a bit of time to do that. Summed it up and just roll it down. Finding the line. And the New South Wales coach, well, Timmy Sheens. It's been a nightmare series for him with pressure. The coaches have really felt the pressure of this series.
Yes, of course they feel it in this, and also with their club commitments as well. It's a very big ask, but you know, they're professionals, they know what they're doing, and they put a lot of faith in their players.
While we say that, do you think that the fair way to do this is to coach both sides when you haven't got club commitments?
Well, I don't. You know, that's a point that would have to be discussed long and hard, I think, Darryl. If you ask the coaches, I suppose they're the people to ask. Both Tim Sheens and Graham Lowe, even though there's pressure involved, they seem to love it. And if they love it, why not do it?
Hasler. Little jinking run, only makes a couple, though they swarm in on him. New South Wales out of their 22 now. Back it comes. Stewart flicks the ball out quickly, gets it onto Alexander, onto O'Connor. O'Connor's had a great game tonight. Look at O'Connor stepping now, centre field.
And that's something I think we should see more of from New South Wales, the option when they're looking like to kick, running the football. They had numbers out there and again made some easy yards, a good option.
Stewart this time does kick and will find the line with an excellent kick from Ricky Stewart. Gavin Miller, sideline.
Yes, Darryl, thank you. I spoke to a very, very worried Tim Sheens. He's particularly concerned about how much juice they've burned up with the amount of defence that they had to do in the first half. He's looking for New South Wales to dig deep for a bit of courage. Their defence was their biggest problem. I think they refused to move up. They refused to force up, letting the big guys like Bella, Hoff and Jackson oozy yards up the middle.
Thank you, Gavin Miller. Queensland now inside their 22. McLean, charging run from him, and big defence takes him down just short of that line.
Gillespie.
Queensland still sort of running around in circles at the moment. Now they'll look for an option whether to run or kick. What are they going to do? Langer decides to run it. Can't unload though, they swamp him. Fifth tackle for Queensland. Back it comes with a kick for Lewis. Boots it. McGaw though now picks it up cleanly.
We see Mark McGaw out on the right-hand wing for New South Wales. Chris Johns has moved into the centres at the moment. I don't know if Mark McGaw's had a lot of experience in the wing department, but that's where he is at the moment.
Peter, that happened at training the other night. In fact, at the closed session, New South Wales ran Johns for part of the session in the centres.
Well, he is a specialist centre, of course, and plays there with the Broncos club. He's had a great season, probably trying to get him involved in the action a little bit more, and it's nice to be able to swap players around without too much disruption to the side.
Mackay plays it back. Elias gets it out to Stewart. Stewart gets it on to Fittler. Fittler wrapped up. He gets out of one. Can he slip it away? No. Well, he's fallen on the ball.
6 again ruled by Bill Harrigan. Ruled that Queensland touched it. A lucky break there for New South Wales.
Certainly was. Stewart with a little break at Adelaide's toe. Alexander will play it back for Mackay. A bit of push and shove goes on in the tackle. Nothing in that though. Now they're running across field trying to set it up. They get a pass away. Now they straighten up the attack. Fittler diving, jinking run. Loses the ball again, though.
Yeah, just trying to do a little bit too much, Bradley Fittler. We've seen him make 2 mistakes in a short period of time there. He wasn't penalised for the first one. It was ruled 6 again, but that was one that he should have held on to and gone for the quick play of the ball.
Early minutes of the second half. Queensland leading 8 points to 4. Larson. Peter Jackson now. Hasler's got it for New South Wales. 113 tackles, 114 now by New South Wales, as against 86. Time in possession, 55% Queensland, 45 New South Wales first half. Broken down 20 minutes to 16.
Very good, Ray.
Stewart. Long ball. Fittler. Lewis has got him. Stewart can't handle first time. McGaw to the quarter line. 18 metres out. McGaw unable to play it.
Well, that's the second time we've seen Mark McGaw down. He did drop the big hip into Gary Larson, seemed to do more damage to Larson, the initial impact, but it's also hurt Mark McGaw. Actually, I think he fell on the knee of Peter Jackson as he went down. Very accidental, but also very painful.
No question about it. You watch him here. He goes down on the knee of Peter Jackson. Gets it right in the rib cage. Bill Harrigan was about to move the point of the play the ball. He is now. Tough call for referees. This new rule has been in place for a couple of seasons now. Asked to play medic. Elias showed it to Mackay inside. Salvatore trying to play it. This is the last. Stewart. Little kick into the in goal. Well weighted. And it'll come out for the line drop out for Queensland.
Well, that's what Gary Belcher was talking about from the halftime report. The kicks along the ground. That one wasn't directed exactly at Paul Hoff, but it was interesting to see that New South Wales decided to go along the ground instead of in the air.
And McGaw has been taken from the field. Let's go down to the sideline. Gavin Miller.
Yes, that's right, Ray. Mark McGaw won't take any more part in this game. He's sustained a serious rib injury. He's been replaced by Izzard.
Been a long time between drinks for Brad Izzard. Played in all 3 Origin games back in '82. He might be just what the doctor ordered. Gillespie's played strong. Stewart. This is Fairley.
Well, I think brandy's what the doctor's ordered. I'd like to see Greg Alexander become much more involved in this game. I know when the call for Penrith is in dire straits, he's the man they look to. I think New South Wales just need a little bit of brilliance, and he is one man who can provide that.
Gillespie. Good metres. We're only 15 away from the line. This is the last. Stewart. Izzard. Rubber kick. Well fielded by Hancock. Elias and Hasler doing the work. Nicely read by Hancock. Larson. 8 points to 4. 31 minutes of the third and deciding Origin match to go. Walters. Langan. Cut out on Meninga to Khan. Wishart the tackler. Just inside their 22. They stack the blind side. Bella. He led the hit-ups easily in the first half. Bella, this is the last. Bad ball for Lewis. Looks for an option, finds Jackson. There's going to be a turnover.
Yeah, they got themselves into trouble there, Queensland. Very unusual to see them work their fifth tackle over towards the sideline. I think that they've gone to the middle and given themselves that extra option, but some good play from New South Wales to put pressure on Lewis and Jackson.
Chance here for the Blues. Johns now on the first. Stewart deciding to run more himself. Elias comes back to the right, shows it to them. They didn't swallow the dummy. 10 metres out now. Still a few tackles to go on this set of 6. Alexander. Now it's away for Fittler. Fittler gets it on. O'Connor puts it down. Knock on both ways.
Yeah, a little bit of a breakdown in communication there. I thought Brad Fittler had opened up enough space for himself to continue on. He threw a pass that just marginally went behind Michael O'Connor and the ball went to ground. Just got to get their act together a little bit more in this part of the football field.
Bob Linder's on the sideline. Hancock. Larson. Good tackle by Fairley. McLean. Let's go to sidelines. Gary Belcher.
Bob Linder, about to come onto the field. We're still not sure which of the Queenslanders he's going to replace. He's certainly got a big job here. I think what Queensland need to do now is to lift their intensity in attack. They're finding themselves hemmed into their own half too often. He's on for Mike McLean.
Thank you, Gary. Ball to be played by Langer.
Fires back for Lewis for the kick. Immediately puts it straight down the field, tries to split them. Beautifully taken by O'Connor. O'Connor with a little dance there. Goes back the other way. They take him, though, so he really went back to where he took that ball.
Not a bad start for Bobby Linder. Came on. A great chase on the kick and a great tackle on the fullback, on Michael O'Connor, I'm sorry. Stopped him getting any further ground from the kick return.
Fairley brings it up and bang! Some big defence centre field. Just short of the halfway.
Well, we've got to see New South Wales start taking these hard yards. Quick play the balls, getting a bit of momentum. There's no flow on in the New South Wales side at the moment. See, they're very bunched at the moment, a little bit disorganised. Ben Elias certainly having trouble in the dummy half area, and that's the kind of things that it leads to, those silly mistakes.
Yeah, and there's been a few of them, Peter, hasn't there?
Well, we're just not getting that, the one hit up followed by another one and putting a little bit of dent in the opposition. It's just too disjointed at the moment, and that's not a good way to attack with the football.
Lewis takes a play right on the halfway line. He'll play it back to Jackson. Jackson turns it back inside to Linder. Linder dumped down heavy centre field. Out it goes to Langer. Langer. Long ball out for Hoff. Hoff striding in. Gets a nice pass out deep for Willie Kahn. Willie Kahn up and running again. Kahn inside almost to the 22. Still going. Kahn still going. Oh, great run. Oh, he's a great winger, this fella. He'll dance and step all night. Inside to Jackson. Jackson to G. They come to his slip the ball away again to Walters. 10 metres out, 8 metres out, Queensland. On the tap, and the razzle-dazzle starts. Comes out to Langer, on to Jackson. Jackson shapes up, looks to pass and cut. Fittler underneath, Stewart over the top. Larson, he goes around in circles. Didn't link up with anybody that time.
Wally Lewis, the hands went up in the air with Gary Larson going from dummy half there. He wanted the football. He was the man they should have been looking for, but a wasted opportunity there for Queensland with the play breaking down on the last tackle.
O'Connor. Wishart again in doing some work from the dummy half position. Makes a couple. Back for Elias. Goes a couple, but they're going nowhere. They're running out of tackles and making only a few metres. Oh, and another bad mistake, but this time Hasler cleans it up. Hasler with a little deceptive run. He gets it onto Mackay. Mackay starts to step and swivels. And at least they've taken it now 32, 34 metres out as Elias pitches a couple. Flicks a wild ball back. Over the top now. Salvatore's driving out, is it? Yes, it is. Flicks it back inside for Izzard. Izzard free of the tackle, gets a beautiful ball away, but they're just dancing on the spot. Some great ball movement, but not enough metres.
Well, they've got some metres, and they are going forward at the moment on the last tackle. Greg Alexander chips into open space. He'll get this back. Yes, he does, and it's 6 again.
6 to go. Alexander gets it onto Elias. Elias now only 12 metres out. So the Tui's Blues with a chance now. Nice ball out for Izzard. Izzard links up with Salvatore O'Connor. O'Connor slams it down, and the Blues go in. Oh boy, did they need that. Oh, they needed that one. Now we've got a ball game, mate. All of the referee saying 10 minutes.
10 minutes from Martin Bella. I think that was the tackle, the previous tackle on Ben Elias, on Greg Alexander, as he played the ball before that try movement started.
Meninga is arguing, Lewis is arguing. Bella's got 10. Bella's got 10. And Bill Harrigan was saying, I won't have any chat about it. He put the fingers up to the mouth and said, that's it. High drama here, as it always is at Lang Park. Billy Harrigan's done a magnificent job. Now, let's have a look at this, Peter.
I think that was the incident when Martin Bella was involved in that particular tackle. We'll see. There's Martin Bella coming. Yeah, it must have been for the previous play. Good play from the outside men for New South Wales with O'Connor going over. He's not very happy about it at all.
Salvatore out so wide, but a clever ball is Bella going off. And he's had a magnificent game so far, Martin Bella.
Yes, he's played very well, but now with under 25 minutes to go, he's left his side with only 12 men. Good play from Brad Izzard here. Got a good ball to Salvatore. Lovely quick hands to Michael O'Connor. He goes across and leaves himself with another easy kick at Lang Park.
O'Connor now lines up the try scorer, 8 apiece. Gee, how many times he's been in this position? At almost the same angle every time. In he goes. Bernard to horror. It's an absolute horror. His head goes down. He can't believe it, off the side of the boot. Tim Sheens, passive, no emotion. Oh boy, 8 apiece. Look at this.
Welcome back for the restart off the boot of Mal Meninga. Wishart comes back for the Blues. We're all locked up again. What a series in 91. Well, Gavin, 8 points all. What have we got to do?
Well, the bottom line is this, Ray, that New South Wales don't need to force the ball. They've got to work this Queensland side over. They're most dangerous when they play out their sets of 6, and that's how they won the second Origin game at the Sydney Football Stadium, by playing out their sets.
Mackay, long ball away, touched in flight off the boot of Stewart. Wait for it, back for the Blues, Fairley, Hasler, he's inside the 22, they won't get him, yes they have, is it a double movement?
No double movement,
Is
momentum.
it a double movement or not? It's a try! A try for Des Hasler. Blue power. 12-8.
Well, how many times have you seen a kick charge down? It's good play from the defending team's point of view, but, gee, sometimes it breaks down. The ball went up in the air. Lewis tried to get in position to take the football. It bounced into the arms of David Fairley. We'll see the kick going away here from Ricky Stewart. Charge down from Lindner, up in the air. There's Lewis pushing one player out of the way, fell to Fairley. He had 5 players to choose from. He chose the right bloke in Desi Hasler.
Yes, this little man of steel played at Penrith alongside his coach Tim Sheens. Now with the Manly club, and every time he's called on to wear the blue or the green and gold, he does a magnificent job. Is it a sign of the times? You saw a tremendous pass from Salvatore earlier. Then David Fairley did his job, and here's Des Hasler going in for the try.
And a little bit of experience there too. He must have been very tempted to put the elbow up and put it over, but he allowed the momentum to take him across. No thoughts at all at a double movement, and he's got the 2-fisted salute as well.
12 points to 8. Another easy kick for Michael O'Connor from the sideline.
Should be learning.
In flight, it's starting to hook. He's missed it though. 12 points, 8 in favour of New South Wales. Welcome back to Lang Park. The Tooheys Blues of New South Wales in front by 4. This is the second tackle on this set of 6. Played by David Fairley. Now Craig Salvatore. The new boys on the block, having a big night and enjoying it at the moment. Benny Elias. Good run from dummy half from bouncing Benny. Cleaned up by Hasler. Harrigan's given the penalty.
Well, that's a very crucial decision, that one. It didn't look as though Des Hasler had done anything wrong in cleaning up at that flick pass from Ben Elias. One that really shouldn't have been thrown. It certainly put the side under a tremendous amount of pressure now.
Well, I got the impression Hasler dived on the loose ball quite fairly. Peter Jackson takes the line finder. We're going right down to the wire with the origin of 91.
Now, here's a very good practice. Watch for Linder. There's Lewis now at training. They've been running Linder off him wide.
Yeah, it's the old mousetrap play. Taking the ball forward, roll between the legs. Well read by New South Wales.
Meninga bustling his way inside the 22. And the Maroons on the attack. Now it's Larson. Oh, wrapped up quickly, Larson, though. Fairley did a great job on him, ball and all, right on the 22. Back comes Bobby Linder, though, smashed down on the turf here at Lang Park. About 13 metres out. Comes out Langer jinking around, looking for some runners. Now he gets it out wide. Huff starts to step. He's taken down. They're not making too much ground at the moment and running out of tackles. Lewis, Langer. There's nothing on there. Langer was too close to him. Watch for Lewis. There's a little stab kick through. They come beautifully taken though by Alexander. He winds up out of 1, out of 2. Alexander gets it down. He's got some support too. Oh, they wrap him up though, but they've fought play almost back to the halfway. Great run from Alexander. Yeah, and some good defence again from Queensland in the shape of Paul Hoff and Michael Hancock. You must ask the question now, as Ricky Stewart again takes some easy yards, how important was the sin binning of Martin Bella for 10 minutes? Yeah, no doubt about that, but gee, this side's turned around in the second half, haven't they, Peter?
Well, you can see there's much more urgency in both teams' play, and New South Wales starting to just take these yards up the middle a little bit better than they were in the first half, and really that's where this game's going to be won, possession and position.
And that man's getting cheap yards, right where you're saying.
Well, they closed him down in the first half. He's been able to find a few more in behind the marker area in the second half, and Gary Belcher did mention that coming out of the mouth of Graham Lowe.
On the ball out of the scrum, penalty New South Wales.
Well, he's given the penalty for Steve Wallace having a loose arm and going down in the scrum. Lewis questioning this decision. He won't be changed. This is like a tennis match, Darryl. It's got from end to end.
Just been unbelievable. When we say how close can two teams be, 2 points in game 1. The difference, the same in game 2. And here we are now, 12-8. The Tooheys Blues in front of the Maroons at the moment and on the attack. Up they come hard and straight. Look at this bustling run. Salvatore. Back it comes to Elias. Gillespie. Elias flicks it out, turns it back in the other way though for Mackay. But they read it pretty well, the Queensland. Look at New South Wales, very deep. Their line out the moment, Fairley. Can he get it away? No. Wrapped up, centre field, right in front of the post. 9 out. They come the other way. Alexander sets a nice ball up. Oh, crouching defence though. Crouching defence. Oh, Neil O'Connor got hit so hard from Hancock. He just stood him up and smashed him down. Oh, here's Alexander with a little stab kick, but no. Queensland come up with the ball.
Yeah, Gary Coyne comes up with a very important little one there. Alexander putting it through.
O'Connor is still down. So now Lewis. There's the man that hurt O'Connor in that tackle, Hancock. Lewis dummy half. but they're not going too far. Langer now. Langer gets it out for Lindner. Long floating pass on to Khan. Khan winds up. Oh, Khan still going back. Flicks it back inside for Meninga. Oh, they come from behind. Beautiful tackle from Wishart. Brings him down to the Queensland half now. Oh, now they're on the attack through Langer. Langer the jigging run. He puts his foot on. He goes down.
Penalty, Queensland.
Yeah, definitely went down. His head came back. We'll have a look at that.
I really think if it hadn't have been a penalty for pulling Alan Langer back, New South Wales should have been penalised for being offside out wide. We've seen pullback by Brad Fittler, definite penalty, but as I say, it should have gone out wide anyway because they were all offside in defence.
You just can't believe the pace. You said about going from one end of the field to the other. They seem to get bottled down for 2 or 3 or 4 tackles, and then somebody makes a big break.
Yes, in that particular case, it was Willie Khan offloading to Mal Meninga. Great tackle from behind from Rob Wishart.
Coyne, oh, can he get the ball away? No, and they're only metres out. Danger time now. Pressure with a big capital P for the Blues. Langer goes the other way, steps around, gets out of one, they drag him down. Ricky Stewart all over him. Comes to Lewis. Who was that? Lindner, was it? Coming on very hard. Yes, it was. Bobby Lindner now comes out to Jackson. Jackson through one, handballs it over to Langer. They're losing ground. Now if they can get it out through Hoff. He gets it back to Meninga. Meninga standing there like a colossus. Gets away to Langer. A long floated out for Shearer. Shearer heading for the line. Yes, Shearer's there. Unbelievable football. Can you believe this state of origin? One side scores and the other one comes back. Oh boy. 12 all.
Well, that's Queensland. There must be 8 or 10 passes involved in that movement. It looked like breaking down on a number of occasions. The streak that Mal Meninga came out, the guile of Alan Langer, and ultimately the speed of Dale Shearer out wide. We see Peter Jackson getting one over the top to Langer. Through the dummy, picked up Paul Hoff. It looked like breaking down here, got a good one away to Meninga. He's wrapped up by 2 players. Back to Langer. High one over the top to Dale Shearer. Cover coming across. Izzard in 2 minds. Ended up getting no one. Shearer's in. Not an easy kick.
And that was Shearer's 12th try in Origin football. Look at this Langer pass. A long looper. It went to Shearer. The head went back. The ears went back. Oh, boy. 12 all. We talked about how close these 2 teams are. There's a split hair in it.
They might have to play another couple of games, Darryl, to see what we can split them up properly.
Well, look at Stewart laying down the law. What happened to our lead? 12 apiece, go Dale, it says on the scoreboard here.
You can bet your life Queensland will think this poetic justice if this goes over after Michael O'Connor's conversion in the last game. They think it fitting if Mal Meninga could answer him the same.
Peter, no successful goal kicks tonight. Nobody's got one over. Mind you, O'Connor's had many good chances. Meninga lines up. He's around about 4 metres in, 5 metres in for touch, just out on the junction line. 12 or 23 metres out. There it goes. It looks okay from where I'm sitting. Oh, yes, he's got it. The big fella's done it. Well, Queensland, after trailing for so long, have hit the front 14-12.
Well, we saw him, as he was about to take the kick, have a little bit of a mutter to himself. Sorry, getting carried away.
It's not a pause, mate. Queensland now through Bobby Lindner. Lindner striding through us out of a New South Wales mistake. Fairly put the ball down. Queensland swooped on it. O'Connor's on the sideline. Listen to the chant going up. Queensland, Queensland. Bella back on the field and charging like a rampaging bull at the moment. They're inside the 22. It comes to Langer. Langer now flicks one out for Jackson. Jackson dancing. Can't go anywhere. Which way will he go? Out it goes to Langer. Langer, little stab kick. Look at Shearer coming through.
Yeah, Dale Shearer well offside there, picked up by Bill Harrigan, and a penalty to New South Wales, only 2 metres out from their line. If there is such a thing as a Lang Park influence, this is now when we're going to see it. 10 minutes left on the clock, the side's 2 points in front, the series at stake. This is, if they are going to lift them, it's going to be now.
Brad Mackay coming from the field. John Cartwright goes on. I guess Tim Sheens will be hoping for Cartwright to get one of those magic passes around the corner, a la the Sydney Football Stadium a fortnight ago. Let's go to Gary Belcher on the sidelines.
Queensland must realise here that they can't do what they did at the end of the second game of the series where New South Wales came back, because Queensland's intensity in attack had dropped off. What they are trying to do now, when they've got the ball, is score another try and wrap the game up.
Ricky Stewart. 14-12 in favour of the Queenslanders. Gillespie. The kick for Stewart. It's out on the full. Back for a scrum. Way down the ground. Stewart is saying that Peter Jackson touched the ball in flight. Turnover. Queensland 40 metres out with Bella. 14-12. 3 tries apiece. 1 lone goal kicked in the match. Kicked by Mal Meninga. 35 out. Linda reaches the quarter-way line. They're wide and they're deep. Langer for Lewis. Lewis for Meninga. He puts it down. Jackson. That's the quarter line. Walters. Langer. Cut out on Lewis to Meninga. Back inside for Lewis.
I think in this situation, Queensland would be looking to keep the pressure on New South Wales, rolling them into the in goal, getting the ball back from the line, drop out hopefully. Hancock.
Up the blind goes Hancock. Cleaned up by Alexander. Line drop out. Well read by P. Sterling. We probably weren't thinking of Hancock, but that's the way it unfolded. Another replacement for New South Wales, Gavin. We'll come back to that. Khan. What an exciting player. 30 metres from the line. Coyne.
David Gillespie's left the field. Steve Roach has come on the blind side of the ruck. I'll be looking for him to take the yards up the middle, set some sort of platform for the back line.
Peter Jackson's done a big job. So often has he gone in close and taken a little bit of workload away from the forwards. Langer. Langer dancing free of a tackle. Smothered in that one. Blindside for Bella. Even allowing for his 10 minutes in the bin, he must be rating very high for the man of the match. Touch judge in. It'll be on Ricky Stewart. Let's wait for it. Well,
Plenty of talking being done and not too much good talking for New South Wales.
penalty to Queensland. Let's watch it again.
Well, he did throw one. It was a sharp little one there on Martin Bella. A bit of a mismatch, I think, and if this one goes over, it's certainly going to be a mismatch for New South Wales.
It looked like one of the hands of Bella went groping. So Stewart Meninga, almost an identical kick to the one that put Queensland in front. 5 Origin tries for Meninga.
60 goals. Wouldn't he love to make it 61? Would just about wrap up this series.
Graham Lowe, under the pressure that he's been with his health problems, soaking up the pressure here at the State of Origin at Lang Park. Mal Meninga. Chance to make it 16-12, but no luck. He's come up empty.
But again, the important thing is that New South Wales give away possession once again from their 25, 22 metre back to Queensland, and they'll bring it back into the territory and look to maintain pressure for this final 5 minutes.
4.5 minutes exactly remaining. Down to Paul Hoff. Here comes the long fullback. And hasn't he given them some headaches? Hancock. There's the timepiece, counting it down for you. State of Origin Shield. Looks like coming back north of the border.
The chance starts to rise up again through the crowd.
Peter Jackson again. I think it's worthwhile repeating the effort he's provided for his team and his forwards tonight. Not to mention for himself. Langer to play it. Slow as you go. Lewis punching it down into the corner. It'll find touch. Crowd goes up. Beautiful kick by Wally Lewis.
Well, again, a great kick from Lewis, and in pressure situations, that's when he does come to the fore. Looks like he's got another good whack over that eye that he took a knock on in the second one. I don't think that'll be worrying him too much at the moment, especially if they can get one against the feet here, which they haven't done. New South Wales, only 3 minutes left to get themselves out of this one.
Clyde. Just inside his 22. Roach.
I'd be looking to run an option on the 5th tackle.
Through Stewart to Cartwright. And away to Izzard. Izzard flicks it up into no man's land.
Andrew big knock on. Well picked up by Bill Harrigan. It will be a New South Wales feed.
G knocking on. 2.5 to go. The Blues to work it. Alexander's gone to the scrum base to work this scrum. Stewart is standing on the blind. Alexander comes open side. Long ball. They've got the numbers here, but they're coming across quickly, the Maroon. Hasler. Under 2 minutes of time remaining. Alexander. David Fairley. 1:47 and counting. Stewart. Cartwright. Back for Stewart. Across for Fairley. Inside the 40. Back for Stewart. Now for Elias. This is Fairley. Fairley away for Hasler. Away from the sideline. 25 metres out. 1 minute, 20 seconds to go. Long ball by Stewart. 30 metres out to Cartwright. Then Alexander. Wishart puts it down. That's probably the ball game.
Yes, and it did look as though there were numbers out there. The long pass went out to Rod Wishart up above his head. A little bit of pressure on him there, and looks like it might have been the last throw of the dice with only a minute left. You can see the look in Tim Sheens' face.
$14 points to 12 in favour of the Maroons. in probably Wally Lewis's last appearance in State of Origin football. He's played in all bar 2. New South Wales come up with a freakish ball. Wishart, 27 seconds. Struck 4, 6 more. Elias, inside. Queensland come up with the ball. Is this game ever over? There's the countdown. Played by Wally Lewis. It's all over. Queensland take out the 91 series. Easily the best series in Origin history. They take back the State of Origin shield. But has there really been a winner tonight? I think both these states and all the players it represented can take a giant-sized bow. They've given audiences right throughout the world some amazing efforts, superhuman efforts. Wally Lewis probably bidding his last farewell in that maroon jumper that he's worn so proudly. This morning, some terrible news for Wally and his wife, with their young daughter being found profoundly deaf by the specialists. Let's go down to Darrell Eastlake right now.
Wally Lewis, another 2 points. I mean, you cannot split these teams. 2 points the first game, the second game, the third one. Magnificent.
Yeah, that's right, mate. We won the game, but I think congratulations has got to go to both teams. That was a magnificent game of football. You know, there weren't many goal kicks in it, but I don't think anybody can hope to see a better game.
Is it your last one?
Yeah, that's it, mate. I've got a little girl to look after now. I love her very much.
Go and enjoy it, mate.